Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. So this listener says, "Hey guys, I'm wondering what your thoughts on this is. I have a friend who's trying to be a stand-up comedian. I've been to a few of his open mics and I really do not find him funny. His bit involving bad political jokes and borderline offensive musical numbers. I feel like I'm being a terrible friend by not telling him how I feel, but I don't want to hurt his feelings. Maybe I just don't get his jokes. What would you guys do in my place? I love offensive musical numbers. I think that's my jam.
I was gonna say borderline offensive musical numbers is so funny. If there was like a show that was called Borderline Offensive Musical Numbers, I'd be like, I'm signing up. I want to watch it. I want to watch this show.
Stephen Lynch. Do you remember Stephen Lynch?
I got to tell you, Stephen Lynch is an acoustic guy.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him years and years and years later, and he tours with a full band now.
Oh, he's still going?
Dude, they're fucking amazing. It's the best stuff he's ever done. It's so good.
I still sing Ugly Baby. Ugly Baby is one of the greatest fucking songs I've ever heard.
It's so fucking funny. And then I think it's Queer Tattoo is the other one.
Queer Tattoo.
But he has the newest album. I believe it's the newest album. I'm not sure exactly. But the tour I saw, it was him. It was a woman singing who I think in real life is like a country singer. She's beautiful and her voice is awesome. And then a guy playing banjo and another guy playing stand-up bass or something like that. And they were absolutely incredible. So tight, so talented, and the songs were the best he's ever come up with. I listen to it all the time. There's so many good songs on there.
Yeah, one of his old stand-up routines with like Special Ed and all that are on YouTube, like the whole stand-up.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie hates music, like that sort of thing.
I don't like comedy. Comedy.
Stephen Lynch is so
really
good. No. Yeah, he doesn't.
The only thing I like is Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, I mean, Flight of the Conchords. You can't.
I made him when he was drunk. Is the best.
I'm gonna come over there and make you eat some black pudding. Sorry, what'd you say?
The best time to get him to watch stuff is like when he's drunk, and that I got him on Flight of the Conchords one night.
Yeah. Flight of the Conchords rules.
Yeah,
it's. I think musical comedy is tough because it's like the first time you hear the song is when you hear all the punches, and then when you hear it again, you know all the punches, so there's not quite as impactful, obviously. So it is tough. I think it's tough to do musical comedy well, but with Flight of the Conchords, Tenacious D, you know, Tenacious D,
yeah,
they're awesome. Stephen Lynch, and then I mean even the musical comedy stuff that has come out of Trey Parker and Matt Stone with South Park, Book of Mormon, Team America.
I love what's the Cannibal the Musical?
Cannibal the Musical.
I still
Orgasmo.
Sing what's the one about his balls of steel?
Yeah. Did you have you guys seen Book of Mormon?
Wait, I haven't. I want to take my brother, but I haven't yet.
It's fucking. I saw the touring Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and then when Natalie came here this week, she's like, I want to see a Broadway show, and I was like, what do you think about Book of Mormon? We went this week, and I hadn't seen it in a long time. It was me, Natalie, Jimmy, and Michelle, his girlfriend. It was so good. It was even better than I remembered. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, I have to go.
Oh, it's the best.
My brother would love it.
Oh, it's so good.
I think stand-up, though, is such a difficult thing. I think when your friends, if you're like a mate come up to you and was like, you know, I don't think it's the best. I think that's the best to get from your mates because you know that they're being honest and they're not just doing it out of spite because...
Yeah, and I think he is subjective. So I think that he should be honest with his friend and maybe just say like, hey, man, like, you know, comedy is subjective. He's like, but my personal opinion, he's like, I think that the songs are kind of offensive and I'm not a big fan of the political stuff. I don't know if it's great, you know?
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to say that like, here is what you're doing and it's not good. He could say like, hey, here's my personal opinion. I'm one person. I'm just one person and there's a whole audience out there. So I think that's totally acceptable. I mean, Brad, it's funny because I've been writing like basically like sitcom episodes, sketch ideas, whatever with my buddy Brad and my buddy Ray for so long, my co-hosts on Fun Bearable.
Yeah.
And when we started, I think everyone was really precious and like, oh, I don't want to say I don't like that joke. I don't like that idea. I don't, we were all like kind of scared and we didn't want to step on each other's toes.
Yeah.
But eventually we were like, well, if you want to make the best thing, you got to be honest about the quality and you got to take the ego out of it and not look at it as like, you came up with this joke and the joke is bad, so you're a piece of shit. It has to be, you came up with a joke. Everyone in the world, the best stand-up comic in the world, the best writer in the world comes up with stuff that they're like, oh, this isn't good, and they throw it away.
Mhm.
And then some stuff is good. And then you just got to whittle it down to the best stuff. And I think that, give them your opinion, let them know that it's subjective and you're not the ultimate rule on this. And it's just how you feel. And I think that's totally fine.
Oh,
I agree.
Yeah,
I do think as well, if you say like Charlotte, when Charlotte listens to our podcast, she cringes because because she knows me as me.
Yeah.
And she doesn't, when I'm trying to say something funny or something like that, she's like, you're not funny. And I do think that can happen with people that know you in person, like guys that I work with. I think they see that side of you as a bit like not you. It's not you,
totally
basically.
agree. I think when people see you and they know you, there's a lot of extra baggage.
Yeah.
And like, you might write a joke where you have to, it's as simple as this. You might write a joke where the context of the joke is the easiest if you're talking about something that happened to your sister, but in real life you don't have a sister.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean? Then the person that knows you is like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that baggage, I mean, that's a very black and white example of it, but there is a lot of stuff where because they know you personally, they might say like, that's not exactly accurate to who you are. But then again, on stage, you're just kind of putting out the person you want to put out for the purpose of the comedy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think as well, like, you don't have,
You have
to
to
show
hone in your skills as well when you do open mics.
Yeah.
You're honing in. It's not a put together piece, is it?
No.
Yeah,
but
That's
I
them learning how to be a stand-up.
I don't think you need to go to every show to show support, right? Like you can give your feedback and stuff like that. You can still cheer them on by like, have a good night, but you don't have to. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like it, you don't have to be there. Like,
yeah, you want to be there as much as you can. That's comfortable. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've been a couple times now. I think that's the limit. I mean, you don't have to go anymore.
Yeah, I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I think
Thanks
so,
for that. I
yeah.
appreciate that. You saw my gig
Yeah.
once, right? Didn't you? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, just be honest, and comedians, and if they want to be a stand-up, they've got a pretty thick skin anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
I
think
agree.
it'd be right.
Yeah, for sure.